Hello, YouTube, tabletop players, board gamers, and fans of Gloomhaven. Welcome to Two Players, One Review. I am Alan.
And my name is Matthew, and today we are reviewing Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs.
This is one we got recently, did an unboxing a day or two ago, and got a few plays in. And so we want to take a moment to sit down and talk about more of the game and some things we've learned since.
Some likes, some dislikes, just go all around.
Our general thoughts. So a couple things that we went through with the unboxing, a couple things I have learned, which we may not have pointed out. For example, the first thing, these health dials have a empty spot on both dials. At first I saw it, I thought, that's weird. It makes them double-sided. So kind of a nice touch that helps it so they don't have to squish the numbers down. I like it. 1 through 9 is on one side. I think 10 through 18 is on the other. So that's one thing we did not point out during the unboxing, but we noticed shortly after.
Another thing is that the enemies are double-sided. I did not know that. They got a front and a back enemy.
And all these things do help just save space. And that's what this game is designed to do. Big game in a small package.
Which is kind of cool to see, you fight and stuff. It's really cool. The game is very compact. But one thing that it doesn't do well is, the enemies are literally cubes instead of minis, which I understand for space, because if you filled double-sided enough enemies for them to have miniatures, you wouldn't have enough space in this tiny box.
Right. And so that's kind of taking the pros with the cons. Yes, I do kind of miss having the miniatures, having even the cardboard standee on the map, so you can easily identify what monster, especially when you get 3 or 4 different types of monsters on the same map.
Yeah.
You have to refer back to the little dashboards to see what color is what enemy. Couple rounds through the mission, you get down. Green's the mouse, and purple's the archer. But initially, it can be a little confusing.
And another complaint is that the green, the blue,
yes,
they look pretty similar. Like, not the cube itself.
The health dial. So one thing they've done well is they have, at any time, there could be up to 4 enemies on the map. So they've labeled the health dials 1 through 4, and the blue and the green, I don't know if that's showing up very well, but they are almost identical. Even to us sitting here, we really have to look close to see which one is blue and which one is green.
In my opinion, they should have just made it yellow or something. Like, instead of making it so similar, they should have just made the color yellow.
Yeah,
something else that pops out, like orange,
so
gray, anything else, because they look very similar.
they do. So that's another little nitpick. And hate to feel like we're picking the game apart, because it is a fun game. We'll get into that in a moment. These cards are warped immediately as soon as we took them out. They are.
I don't know if
they're all bowing.
Up. We didn't even have this game in the sun.
No, and it's not just the dashboards, but the entire scenario deck is bowing. They feel thinner.
I don't know if that's going to show.
Yeah, the cards do feel thinner. I think that's a consequence of keeping the price point low. But they are. Not a single card we have sits flat. They all bow. And unfortunately, you cannot sleeve them. We are avid sleevers. We sleeve any game we have. Anything that needs to be shuffled, we throw in sleeves. Helps them last long. You cannot sleeve this game.
No, it's really unfortunate, because everything fits into this box
perfectly,
and you can't sleeve it, because then it won't fit.
So my initial thought was no problem. We'll put sleeves on. It'll help straighten them out. Unless you wanted to redesign a little dashboard. Otherwise, this side pops up and it just doesn't. I wish the cards were thicker. I know they're trying to keep this around a $20 game, keep the price point low. I would have gladly spent $5 more to get better cards.
Yeah.
Something that's going to last longer. At least makes a dashboards out of cardboard. Because that's sad. We don't want to feel like we're tearing this game apart. A couple of the good things we like. To me, it feels like Gloomhaven.
It does.
You put the map down. I do like how easy the maps are. You read your scenario, you flip it over. There's your map. You set it down. You're done. That's your setup.
Quickest setup in the Gloomhaven universe.
Yeah, even over the playbooks, it doesn't compare. So that part's really nice. Quick setup. I mean, a 2-minute setup, and you're playing. It feels like a Gloomhaven game. You're chasing around the map. You're watching the initiative order. The AI for the enemy is the same. You've got your items you can exhaust, your short rest, your long rest. Gameplay is great.
I really also like how you roll a dice for initiative, because and then you roll dice for this too. Because one of the things I liked about the game is that when you're, last enemy, last attack, then you get a 0. I like that because it's random. You don't know what you're gonna get. You could get a ×2, you could get a +1, you could get a 0, you could get a -1. It's random. I like how they kept that aspect in the game.
I do too. The modifier dice. That's a nice small addition. Now, in my full opinion, it doesn't replace the modifier decks because in reality, each monster only has 3 attacks they can do. And I have found myself peeking at the modifier dashboard to see what's coming up next. Should I use my advantage? Should I use my strengthen? Okay, the miss is next. I don't want the miss. So pros and cons, but overall, it does work well. It still keeps some randomness in it and helps vary when the enemies go and shake up the turn order. So that again, not as good as big box, but I'm really okay with it for the small box.
I'm completely fine with that as well.
Yeah.
I do agree, because if you're on the second tier here and you know that you're going to have the miss next, you could just strengthen, have a better chance of not getting the miss.
Whereas when you had the full deck, you didn't know what was coming next.
No.
Yeah. But overall, like the gameplay. The leveling up is real simple. You do it based on scenarios. Items just automatically unlock. So a lot of things are just streamlined to get you into the game and get you playing faster, which is good. If you're looking for the full legacy, I mean, it's got 20 missions. I think Jaws had 24, 25.
Like 20 something.
I know. It was mid-20s.
Like 25 or something like that.
Yeah. I know Gloomhaven had like 96. So 20 missions compared to Jaws' 24, that's good value.
That is, especially for $20.
Yeah. For a $20 price point, and having 6 mercenaries to play through all 20, well, not all 20, but to play through the missions. I say not all 20 because there are some missions that are specific. I would call them solo missions, but they're all solo missions.
All solo, technically.
But there are missions specific to certain characters where only certain characters can go, and kind of spreads sorts of campaign in different directions, branches off.
Well, if you think about it, for $20, you can take every character and do your own playthrough in every single difficulty.
Yes, difficulty.
Because you got different difficulties here. You could do a whole gameplay on very easy. You could do it on easy. You could do it on... And if you want a challenge, you can go up to hard or very hard. So you can take all these characters and get that much value from it, because to go, what is there, 5 difficulties? So 5 difficulties for each character. That's a really good value.
Lots of options. And that was something, thank you for mentioning the difficulty that we missed during the unboxing. The modifier card has a standard difficulty printed on it, whereas the cards they give you with you are your scaling cards. If you want to go easier or harder, there's no monster level anymore.
Nope.
There's no difference in monster health. It's strictly in how hard they hit. And so that's how you actually adjust and scale your difficulty, which I think works well for a small game.
It does.
Mm-hmm. But overall, like I said, we've had it for a few days. We've got some good missions in. Really enjoying it. I know the quality of the cards
They're not good.
is bad, but the quality of the gameplay
Is very good.
It is a Gloomhaven game, and for the price point, I can't recommend it enough. If you like Dungeon Divers, it does have a good story. You read through a little paragraph before each mission.
Mm-hmm.
You play your mission, you read a outro. So $20. If you're on the fence, get off it. Go buy it. It's worth it.
Yes.
Just be prepared.
The card.
I'm so
quality
disappointed
aren't-
in the cards.
We don't have a single card here that isn't warped.
No,
Not
even
a single one.
even the player cards have a bend to them. That's got to be the biggest complaint. Other than the little nitpicky stuff, which we kind of went over. Like
Still a good game.
I would have gladly paid 25 over 20 to get better cards.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, even all the scenario cards are warped. Like they're all. I don't know if that.
And that's what you have to put your minis on.
Yeah, that's.
And so when you flip it over and you put your mini down,
it's bowing up like that.
Yeah, I'm just going to clear a little space super quick, and you can see right there the map is not.
No.
Yeah, so that's the biggest challenge or thing to be aware of with this game. I have seen complaints online as well, people not liking the card quality. I get it. I'm right there with you. But overall, don't let the quality of the
cheap cards
stop you from enjoying the quality of the good game. So overall, it gets a big thumbs up for me. I like it. I'm looking forward to multiple playthroughs. I played through with a few scenarios with Mind Thief so far. I'm looking forward to going through with the rest because again, it feels like Gloomhaven. It does feel different with each mercenary.
And every round is going to be different as well. I mean, you can play the same round 5 times and have different outcomes.
Yep, because of how the dice rolls, how the modifiers come out, and how the enemies act. No mission will be the same.
No, not a single one. Well, I really hope you enjoyed. Click subscribe and like. We'll be posting more in the future.
Check back. We will be posting some of our playthroughs. If you want to watch some of the scenarios, they'll be there for you.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.